Hi, welcome to the 7th of January, our TNT, whipping around Thailand, checking some of the main news stories. We're starting with numbers today, a few sets of numbers that might be of interest. Thailand's inflation in 2024 was 0.4%, and so the reasons for the inflation were rising prices of fuel, food and drinks, and that happened for 9 consecutive months. This year, the office is projecting an inflation rate of between 0.3% and 1.3%, an average of about 0.8%, which will be attributable to economic recovery, increased investment, consumption and tourism. Inflation for the whole this year is projected to be between 0.3% and 1.3%. That's based on an economic growth projection of between 2.3% and 3.3%. Some further numbers here. Oil is estimated to cost between $70 and $80 per barrel, and the Thai currency will range between 34 and 35 baht per US dollar. And in case you're wondering, according to xe.com today, you're getting 34.61 Thai baht to the US dollar. And all those numbers reported to the media by the Director of the Office of Trade Policy and Strategy of the Commerce Ministry. Let's go to a second list of numbers as we conclude the 10 dangerous days on Thai roads. How'd we end up? The PHANG Thailand announces a total of 436 deaths in 10 dangerous days New Year road campaign. So it's a total of 436 deaths with 2,376 injuries from 2,467 road accidents. That happened between December the 27th last year and January 5 this year. Accidents were mostly caused by speeding, 34%, a lot of it involving drink driving as well, of course. And most accidents involved motorbikes at 82%. 50% of road accidents occurred most on national highways, and most accidents occurred between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So there you are, a breakdown of the 10 dangerous days New Year road safety campaign. Have the Thai police learnt anything? Will they adjust their strategy accordingly? Sort of doubt it. Let's move to tourism and some numbers. The BangkokPost.com reporting new visa rules propel arrivals to Thailand to near pre-COVID levels. Well, if you were reading half the forums on social media, the high airfares and Thailand always changing its visa rules, nobody would be coming to Thailand. Well, the figures would suggest otherwise. Thailand saw foreign tourist arrivals jump 26% last year after the government eased entry rules and waived visas for Chinese. They remained the largest group of visitors to the country, and it says 35.5 million tourists visited Thailand last year, and that's up from 28.2 million in 2023. Now that's listing the number of foreign arrivals in Thailand. A lot of that's for tourism, but there's also some business and, of course, some expats returning. The government expects the recovery in tourism to sustain this year, following relaxation in visa rules for a number of countries and longer stays per visit. In the middle of last year, they decided to give 60 days visa exempt to people coming from 93 countries. That was a massive change to the visa exemption program. Then a few other things it says is going to contribute to tourism. The third season of the hit television series The White Lotus, set to air in early 2025 and featuring Thai luxury hotels, is expected to draw in more visitors. Well, I haven't been able to see a single second of The White Lotus series. If you have, did it entice you to come to Thailand? And the legalisation of same-sex marriage being an added attraction for LGBTQ travellers. Well, from January the 22nd, same-sex couples will be able to get married in Thailand. Will that attract a whole lot of extra LGBTQ travellers? Not really sure. To the projection for this year, the government expects arrivals to jump to a record 40 million foreign travellers this year. So a lot of numbers there, a lot of projections. Interested to know your thoughts on the matter. Given the price of the airfares at the moment, given some of the geopolitical problems, people are still coming to Thailand, and it looks like this year more people are going to be coming to Thailand than ever before. Acknowledging sponsor 5-Star Marine, I'm heading out with the team on January the 18th, heading out to Koh Phi Phi and Koh Phi Phi Lay. That should be interesting, going to see Maya Bay. I think we're getting there right on the moment it opens, partly to avoid the tourists and also to get the best light. So we're looking forward to my next trip with 5-Star Marine, and recommend that if you are heading to Phuket, you do the same. 5-Star Marine Phuket. Now, Bangkok Post reporting a bit of a savage robbery. Russian beaten, robbed in Phuket hotel room. And a Russian man has told police he was attacked and robbed of $700 in cash, about 20,000 baht, by another man speaking Russian in his hotel room. He was sleeping in a room at the hotel in Karon, awoken about 8 p.m. by someone knocking on the door. He answered the door. A Russian-speaking foreigner forced his way into the room, punched him in the face several times. The intruder then shut the victim's mouth with tape, bound him with wire cord, and then put him on a phone to another Russian man. The victim recognised the voice as that of a man he'd had a problem with involving cryptocurrency business back in Russia. We now go to kaosoddenglish.com. Phuket police hunt Russian suspect in hotel room attack over crypto dispute. And this article names the hotel as the Wakata Luxury Hotel in Karon. After managing to break free from his restraints, now the victim filed a police report at the Karon police station. And investigators, police and Phuket immigration have identified the suspects, believed to be Russians acquainted with the victim. The story says the mastermind, identified as Andre, had previous cryptocurrency business dealings with Zelem Khan in Russia. Andre demanded Zelem Khan return US $120,000 and threatened to have his associate kill him if he refused. The assailant attempted to force Zelem Khan to unlock his crypto wallet on his phone, but when Zelem Khan refused to provide the password, he was repeatedly punched and kicked. And arrest warrants have been issued. Mr. Andre, 37, entered Thailand November 26 last year, hasn't left the country. And the second suspect, Mr. Dimitri, aged 36, entered Thailand on January 5 and fled to Dubai on January 6. Not even time for a decent pad thai and a walk down Bangalore Road. Now, this time of the year, places from Bangkok and north up to Chiang Mai and beyond are beset with bad air pollution, the PM 2.5 problem. And there's been some ingenious, maybe even some just clearly stupid ideas. The silliest one was probably the drones that were able to contain a litre of water, which weighs, a kilogram, and they were spraying that on the air pollution. And they were saying, oh yeah, that makes a difference. This one I'm sort of putting in the same category as we head to kaosoddenglish.com. Dry ice in the sky, Bangkok's bold new operation for PM 2.5 battle. A very earnest Bangkok governor there, pointing to, I suppose, where the dry ice is going to come out. You know, if you're going to draw a cartoon Acme rocket, I reckon it'd look pretty much like that. Anyway, we move on. The air pollution battle in Thailand's capital has taken to the skies in an unprecedented operation as aircraft release minus 70 degrees Celsius dry ice to punch through Bangkok's pollution-trapping atmospheric layer. And further down there, according to Governor Chadchat, recent test flights have shown promising results in creating atmospheric ventilation channels to disperse pollutants. And when high pollution levels are detected, they deploy the aircraft to create ventilation channels in the atmosphere. And test results have shown noticeable reductions in pollution levels following these operations, particularly during the 11 to 12 and 2 to 3 time slots. The operation uses dry ice, which has a temperature of minus 70 degrees, to penetrate the heat film in the atmosphere that typically traps pollution. Well, certainly quite a lot to unpack there, and I would have thought, given all the expense and the time and the effort and the experimentation, if they'd put some of that effort into the root cause of the air pollution, the traffic pollution, the industrial pollution, the factories, all the smoke blowing down from the north towards Bangkok and other areas. I mean, that is the cause of the problem, rather than trying to find this sort of rather unusual solution to a problem that shouldn't be there in the first place. But as I noted on the article, as we go to this follow-up to a story yesterday, this is from Bangkok Post. Child cheats death as startled elephant stumbles. And we recall that over the weekend here in PHANG at an elephant park, a Spanish tourist was bathing with elephants, got a bit too close, and one of the elephant's tusks ended up puncturing her stomach as she died in hospital. Another elephant incident. A young elephant, startled by a girl's hat, almost fell onto the child as she was being guided under its belly for good luck at a market in this eastern province on Sunday afternoon. Security camera footage showed a couple inviting people to pass under the belly of their elephant for good luck, an act many Thais place faith in doing. An act the participants had to pay for the pleasure. And as we can see, the elephant lost its balance, almost fell onto the handler and the young girl underneath. The elephant used its hind leg to kick away the handler and the girl. The male mahout on the elephant's neck was able to calm it down, and the elephant then picked up the girl's hat, which was returned to the girl. Just another reminder, these are magnificent domesticated wild animals, and whilst in most cases can be very tame and human friendly, can also, just from their sheer size, also remain extremely dangerous. Now, thank you for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with some of the things happening around Thailand. I'd like to once again acknowledge our sponsors and the websites underneath. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.